Hello, hi, good evening. My name is Alan. I want to welcome you to day 17 of the 180-day Bible journey. And tonight we're going to ask God that He will breathe upon our overview tonight in Jesus' name. Tonight we're looking at Exodus chapter 10 to 13. We're looking at Psalm 17, and we're also looking at Matthew chapter 21. In Exodus chapter 10, we we'll see the eighth plague and Pharaoh's servants are advising Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go. Moses stretched forth his rod over Egypt, and an east wind brought locusts into the land, and they destroyed all vegetation, trees, plant. They were all destroyed by the locust. And then we see Pharaoh pleading with Moses, and God caused a west wind to remove all the locusts. But yet, his heart was still hardened and he would not let them go. The ninth plague, there was darkness over Egypt for over 3 days consecutively. But the children of Israel had light in Goshen where they were. But yet, he still hardened his heart. From this chapter, we'll see that God controls the forces of nature, darkness, the wind, the locust. God controls all. In Exodus chapter 11, God told Israel to prepare for the last plague. He asked them to go borrow articles of silver, of gold, and clothing from the Egyptians. And he gave them favor. And he gave them a tip. He gave them a heads up that he's going to kill all the firstborn of the Egyptians. In Exodus chapter 20, we see God instructing the children of Israel to sacrifice a lamb per family, and they're going to roast it, not boil it, and they will eat it with an unleavened bread and also with bitter herbs. And when they kill the lamb, they should use the blood of the lamb. They should mark the two doorposts uh, of their door. And then they will do it on the 14th day. When they are doing it, when they are eating it, they will eat it as in a hurry, and they should be well dressed, as they are prepared, as if they want to move. And then we'll see God that He will move through Egypt and He will kill all the firstborn of the Egyptians. And that is the 10th plague. And God did move through Egypt that night. And a lot of people were crying, they were weeping. And so the Egyptians, they were like, "Oh, you've killed our firstborn. We don't even know what next you're going to do to us." So they were hurrying up the children of Israel to leave Egypt. And so while they were leaving, they spoiled the Egyptians. They took their silver, their gold, their clothing, and stuff like that. They spoiled them. And that night, 600,000 men, apart from children, left Egypt after 430 years of bondage. It was a night like none other. And God also left his host, his armies. They were protecting the children of Israel, left with them. And they went through the wilderness. And God now instituted the Passover as an ordinance. He said, "No stranger will be a partaker of it. Only those that are circumcised will be a partaker of it." So it's possible for people, for nations, for organizations to flourish, to increase, to multiply, but in a wrong environment, as the children of Israel did for 430 years. That will not be our portion. And Exodus chapter 13, we see God telling Moses again to institute the Passover and the unleavened bread, and to observe it through all generations as a symbol of God's great deliverance from the house of bondage, which is the land of Egypt. And so they went through the wilderness, and they were led by the pillar of cloud during the day and the pillar of fire during the night. And Moses also took the bones of Joseph. Joseph had told the children of Israel that God is going to visit them. And when he does, they should take his bones along with them. And so Moses did just that. In Psalm 17, David requests that God hears his prayers. He said he had endeavored. He has tried not to transgress with his mouth, and that God also has also tried and tested his heart. God had protected him from evil and from wicked people. David asked God to keep him as the apple of his eyes. And later on, David said that he desires that he will awake in God's likeness. We move into Matthew chapter 21. We see Jesus riding majestically into Jerusalem on the donkey. And people were shouting, Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And later on, afterwards, he went into the temple. He drove out all that were making exchanges, selling and buying in the temple. And also, he went out on his way to Bethany. He caused the fig tree, and the fig tree withered. And Jesus taught us an important lesson. He said, when you pray, believe that you receive, and you will have it, and nothing will be impossible. He taught about the parable of the son who later obeyed the father after initially declining not to do what the father instructed. And also, Jesus talked about the parable of the wicked wine dressers who were custodian of a winery, but they didn't handle it well. Our memory verse tonight is Psalm 17, verse 15. And it says, I will behold your face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake in your likeness. I believe that over this 180-day journey, we will awake also in the likeness of God and in the likeness of Christ. Thank you so much. We're going to see you tomorrow, day 18.